Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Cycle on Global TV. We're live in the nation's capital, Abuja. I'm Uyi Agmofwegbe. President Bola Tinubu has slashed the number of officials that will accompany him and other top government officials on any foreign trip. The measure, according to presidential spokesperson Ajire Ngelale, is part of a broader effort to cut costs. Speaking while briefing State House correspondents at the presidential villa in Abuja, Ngelale said the cost-cutting exercise affects the entire apparatus of the federal government, including office of the Vice President and First Lady. According to the new policy, the president has directed that local security agencies should be used for his protection whenever he travels to any state instead of traveling with a high number of security details from Abuja. He also said that the same measure should be adopted for both the Vice President and First Lady. Meanwhile, President Bola Tinubu has summoned Minister of Interior Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo over his alleged involvement in the controversial 438 million naira contract scandal involving the suspended Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, Betta Edu. Tunji-Ojo was summoned by the President on Tuesday. The minister is expected to explain his role in the contract awarded to New Planet Project Limited, a firm linked to him. A leaked memo being circulated online showed that the firm linked to the minister received a substantial sum levied as consultancy fees from the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has seized the passports of the suspended Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, Betta Edu, and her predecessor, Sadia Umar Farouk, over the ongoing investigations into the scandals in the ministry. As the EFCC interrogated the suspended minister over the 44 billion naira fraud uncovered in the ministry, it was learned that managing directors of 3 commercial banks were also questioned on Tuesday over the fraud. It was gathered that her personal and official passports were taken away by detectives and she was barred from traveling out of the country. Her predecessor, Umar Farouk, had been quizzed by investigators for 12 hours on Monday in connection with the probe into the 37.1 billion naira allegedly laundered during her tenure in office through a contractor, James Okwete. The ex-minister's passport was also seized as part of her bail conditions before she was subsequently released late Monday night. Following the suspension of Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, the ministry's permanent secretary, Abel Olumuyiwa Enito, has assumed responsibility for the ministry. His action is in line with the directive of President Bola Tinubu, who suspended Edu on Monday over the alleged payments of public funds into private accounts. Enito assumed responsibility after a letter to that effect from the office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation was given to him on Monday night. Recall that President Tinubu, through his special advisor, Media and Publicity, Ajire Ngelale, had directed the suspended minister to hand over to the permanent secretary of the Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation. New developments in the Christmas Eve attack on Plateau State villages have revealed the recent apprehension of 3 individuals associated with a gun-running syndicate linked to the incident. The Nigeria police, during a press briefing in Abuja, disclosed the arrest alongside 64 others involved in various crimes nationwide, including kidnapping, gun-running, and one chance armed robbery, banditry, and culpable homicide. Kikelomo Okere completes the report.
The first public relations officer, Muyiwa Adejobi, stated that the Plateau suspects are presently in police custody, actively cooperating in the ongoing investigation. The arrest, conducted by the Nigerian Police Force Intelligence Department Tactical Team and DFI and STS, resulted in the seizure of significant evidence, including 5,454 rounds of live ammunition, 300 live cartridge, 50 empty ammunition shell, 68 rifle, and 33 ATM cards. Earlier, the Plateau State Police Command had announced the arrest of 8 suspects related to the recent killing in the state.
The very first of such instances that we will be bringing to your notice today is the Yellowtail period attack on some villages in Plateau State. Recall that the Inspector General of Police, IGP Kayode Adeolu Egbeto, compared the NPM was in Plateau State to conduct on-the-spot assessment of the affected areas, replacing tactical strategies to bring to book the perpetrators of these attacks. These strategies are already yielding results, as 3 suspects who are members of a gun-running syndicate linked to the attacks have been apprehended and are currently in police custody assisting with the investigation. The suspects are Ahmed Sulaiman, Balikisu Aliyu, and Aboki Samuel. Upon the arrest, the following exhibits were recovered: 1 ash-colored golf car, 1 AK-47 rifle, 1 AK-49 rifle, 1,000 rounds of live ammunition, and 5 magazines.
Additionally, Adejobi highlighted the arrest of 4 individuals in connection with the bank robbery in Otukpo, Benue State, where 9 AK-47 rifles were recovered. Also, during a confrontation at the hideout in Tarako Village, Buruku local government area of Borno State, 5 suspects succumbed to the superior firepower of police operative. Furthermore, a 3-man gang of car snatchers from Lagos was paraded, with 1 member attributing their criminal activities to the prevailing economic challenges.
The IGP is making sure that we take charge of some of these operations. We are even planning to float some operations to tackle some of these insecurity we experience in some areas across the country. The IGP is working hard as has flagged off a segment of Special Intervention Squad in Plateau State, which is under the direct supervision of AIG in charge of Zone 4 in Makurdi, who has been temporarily located to Jos in Plateau State to oversee the special operations we are doing to make sure we restore peace back to affected areas in Bokos, back in Ladi, Mango, and other areas of Plateau State.
However, the Inspector General of Police reiterated the commitment of the Nigerian Police Force in ensuring the safety and security of the citizens by relentlessly cracking down on criminals and criminally related activities, as well as continue to work tirelessly to ensure Nigeria is a safe space for everyone. Kike Lomo Okeri, Global Television News.
Kogi State government says 6 persons have been arrested in connection with the harassment of a member of the National Assembly who came on a courtesy visit to the Governor Renis Lugard House office in Lokoja, the state capital. The governor has subsequently banned unauthorized persons from accessing the government house while calling for the immediate prosecution of the culprits. This is contained in a statement issued on Wednesday by the governor's chief press secretary, Onogu Muhammad. The governor charged security agencies to investigate the issue thoroughly and ensure the offenders face the full wrath of the law. The Nigeria Labour Congress NLC has suspended the planned state delegates conference in Igbo indefinitely. NLC General Secretary Ima Ogboaja made the announcement on Wednesday in Abuja in a statement addressed to all the Congress affiliates. Ogboaja said the suspension of the conference in Imo State was due to unforeseen circumstances in the state. The Congress had earlier informed all that the conference was scheduled to be held on January 10 in 3 states. The state councils under the leadership of the caretaker committees include Abia, Imo, and Osun states. The Divisional Police Officer (DPO) of Gowon Estate Division in Lagos State has been removed for allegedly detaining a lawyer who was seeking justice for his clients. The command's Public Relations Officer SB Benjamin Odeyin confirmed the removal in a statement today. According to Odeyin, the Commissioner of Police Lagos State Command Adegoke Fayode ordered the immediate removal of the police officer from the division. The CP had earlier ordered a thorough investigation into the matter upon receipt of the publication. Lagos-based lawyer Olumide Shonukbe was hospitalized after detention by the police. Bauchi State government has solicited support from the Tertiary Education Trust Fund, TET Fund, for its state-owned institutions to train technical manpower in agriculture, oil and gas, and other fields critical to national development. The state governor, Bala Mohammed, who made the appeal during a visit to TED Fund in Abuja, stressed the importance of human capital development in confronting challenges of underdevelopment, poverty, and unemployment. A statement released by the fund on Wednesday quoted Mohammed saying that the state requires support for its newly established College of Education, technical as well as intervention in vocational training, where artisans, craftsmen, bricklayers, and welders will be trained. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has urged the men's football team of the Super Eagles to win the upcoming Total Energies CAF Africa Cup of Nations tournament, stating that the triumph of the Eagles would bring soccer to the citizens. The governor noted that the victory would help reinvigorate the people who had to face economic crisis, particularly the effects of fuel subsidy removal. Sanwo-Olu also encouraged the players not to rest on their oars, as it takes determination and team spirit to win competitions. The governor gave the charge when he hosted the team to a special dinner at the Lagos House Marina before the team's departure to Côte d'Ivoire for the AFCON tournament, which is slated to commence on Saturday, January 13. The Federal High Court in Abuja has declared Senator Samuel Anyanwu the valid National Secretary of the People's Democratic PDP. Delivering the judgment, Justice Iyang Eko of the court made an order of injunction restraining the national leadership of the PDP from appointing any person as acting national secretary when Anyanwu's 4-year tenure is still running and subsisting until December 9, 2025, in line with the party's constitution. Justice Eko also declared that any meeting held or resolution reached by the party to prematurely remove or prevent Anyanwu from exercising the powers of his office would be in violation of Articles 47, Section 1 of the PDP Constitution as amended in 2017, hence becomes null and void and of no effect. Chairman Chief Executive Officer of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, Brigadier General Mohammed Buba Marwa, retired, has said that the upgrade of the forensic laboratory of the agency by the United States Bureau of International Narcotics and Law Enforcement Affairs will enhance operational standard and optimal performance of the agency in its renewed fight against substance abuse and illicit drug trafficking in Nigeria. Marwa, who stated this in Lagos on Wednesday, said the facility is anticipating the provision of state-owned and state-of-the-art analytical equipment to enhance optimal performance in line with standard operational laboratory procedures and best practices, which in turn will enhance evidence-based analytical processes in forensic analysis. The NDLEA boss, who was represented at the event by the agency's Director of Media and Advocacy, Femi Babafemi, emphasized the importance of modern forensic laboratories to the successful fight against illicit drugs in Nigeria. You're watching a news cycle live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on Star Times Channel 276. Kindly follow us on all social media platforms using our Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your screen. When news cycle returns, customs sees contraband worth 10 billion naira in 2023. The news continues shortly with details of these and more stories for you right after this break. Please do stay with us. This is Global Television, bringing you live broadcast of the news cycle with Uyi Agumofwebe. The Supreme Court on Wednesday dismissed an appeal by the Social Democratic Party, SDP, and its candidate in the Adamawa governorship election, Umar Ado. This came after the counsel for the candidate prayed the court to withdraw the case. The 5-member panel, led by John Okoro, subsequently dismissed the appeal. The Court of Appeal in Abuja and the tribunal has dismissed Ado's petition challenging the victory of Ahmadu Finetri. Finetri is now left with the appeal filed by the All Progressives Congress, APC, and its candidate, Aishetu Dahiru, seeking to be declared the governor of the state. A federal high court in Abuja Wednesday ordered the remand of a former Minister of Power and Steel, Olu Agoloye, in Kuje Correctional Service. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, had arraigned Agoloye over allegations of fraud in the Mambila Power Project. Agoloye was brought before the Federal High Court in Abuja on Wednesday, where he pleaded not guilty to the charges sent against him. The judge, however, ordered that the embattled former minister be remanded pending when bail would be granted. Lagos State's Micro-Enterprise Support Initiative through the State Ministry of Women Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, WAPA, has given out various working tools to at least 1,000 beneficiaries on Tuesday. At least 11,885 participants have benefited from the Lagos State Government Micro-Enterprise Support Scheme, MESI, across 19 skills acquisition centers in the last 4 years in Lagos. Meanwhile, so far, about 18,092 students have graduated from various Lagos State acquisition centers from 2019 until date. Also empowered in the last 4 years were 4,000 widows, with a total of 8,000 widows as recipients of the various poverty alleviation programs of the state government. The Nigeria Customs Service Federal Operations Unit Zone A, Ikeja, has said that it made 1,119 seizures of contraband worth 10 billion naira in 2023. The Customs Area Controller Hussein Ejibuno disclosed this Wednesday while addressing journalists at the command. He said that 83,170 bags of foreign rice equivalent to 139 trailers were seized within the period under review, stating that last year they made 1,119 seizures worth a total of duty paid valued at over 10 billion naira, comprising bags of foreign rice, vehicles, marijuana, tramadol, used tires, poultry products, footwear, petroleum products, and a few other items. The most prominent of the seizures is foreign parboiled rice, which amounted to 139 trailer loads. On the foreign scene, UK and US naval forces have repelled the largest attack by Yemen's Houthi rebels on Red Sea shipping, UK Defense Secretary Grant Shapps said. Carrier-based jets and warships shot down 21 drones and missiles launched by the Iran-backed group overnight. The Houthis said they targeted a US ship in retaliation for the killing of rebels who tried to attack a container ship by using speedboats last month. Shapps said he had no doubt that Iran was heavily behind such attacks. The Niger Republic military detectives have freed the wife and son of the ousted President Mohamed Bazoum. The military junta, led by General Abdurrahmani Chani, removed Bazoum from power on July 26, 2023 through a coup. The toppled president, alongside his wife Khadija and 22-year-old son Salem, were detained under the house arrests. According to reports, Bazoum's wife and son were released provisionally by the junta. However, the junta was silent on the fates of the ousted president. In business, the federal government, through the Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, has engaged major companies under the pioneer status of the National Sugar Master Plan on collaborative teams to curtail the rising price of sugar and improve the capacity of local sugar production in Nigeria. This was disclosed by the Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Darius Uzoka Anite, after a tour of sugar companies. The minister, in a statement on Wednesday, said the move is to maintain the price stability of the product, especially during the upcoming Ramadan period. She further stated that the sugar refineries' pledge is a clear demonstration of their alignment with the government's efforts to bolster the agricultural sector for food security, and pledged the full support of the government to the growth of the sector. Chief of Naval Staff Vice Admiral Emmanuel Ogala has ascribed the increase in daily oil production in the country from 700,000 barrels per day to 1.7 million barrels per day to the good job done by officers and men of the Nigerian Navy in the oil-producing areas. Ogala, who stated this when he paid a familiarization visit to the officers and naval ratings at the Central Naval Command, Yedogoa, Bayelsa State, urged the troops operating in the territorial areas of the Niger Delta to step up their operations to record more successes. Nigeria and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia have resolved to strengthen collaboration between both countries to enhance the development of solid minerals as the world transitions from fossil fuels to cleaner energy. Meeting on the sidelines of the Future Minerals Forum, FMF, holding in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dele Alake, and his Saudi Arabian counterparts, Banda Akiref, led the delegations of both countries to the bilateral meeting. The minister harped on the need to forge partnership, emphasizing that global energy transition is contingent on critical minerals, which he stated exists in abundance in Nigeria. Kekelomo Okere brings us more.
Speaking at the event, the Minister of Solid Mineral Development says there is need for investment in exploration, exploitation, extraction, processing, local value addition, adding that it is imperative to look at the region outside of Africa to collaborate, further consolidate and enhance the capacity in exploring and exploiting the natural resources that Nigeria have.
In the super region is quite significant for us because we believe that in the super region there is collaborative efforts, not just in terms of investment, but in terms of knowledge and technological transfer and sustainable investment environments, creating impacting socially, socio-economic positivities, and more importantly for us in Africa, local value addition. For a long time, and for centuries, Africa has been the breadbasket of raw materials extraction. And the investment focus has always been the exploitation via extraction and exportation, leaving us to holding the shorter end of the stick.
Speaking further, Alake made a case for investment in local value addition involving processing of solid minerals that will culminate in production and establishment of factories in Nigeria, which he noted will generate employment and have a multiplier effect on the economy. He emphasized the readiness of the Nigerian team to work with the Saudi Arabian counterpart to fine-tune specifics and map out strategies to concretize area of collaboration within a specified time frame.
The idea of a super region is quite significant for us in order to harness these mosaic distinctive mineral resources that are within the confines of the super region, and therefore achieve a sustainable energy investment and energy demand and supply for the world.
Throwing light on incentive for investment, Alake cited the policies of President Bola Tinubu on repatriation of profit by foreign investment, tax waivers on imported equipment specifically directed at the mining sector, and a rigid security architecture which he hinted will soon come on stem to effectively secure mining areas in the country. However, both countries thereafter resolved to set up a joint technical committee to follow through in area of partnership coupled with a workable action plan guided by timeline to enhance areas of comparative advantage for mining sector development. Kekelomo Okere, Global Television News.
Well, thank you for the reporting there, Kekelomo Okere. Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security says it is not in charge of the distribution of 57.8 billion naira worth of food palliatives approved for members of the National Assembly by President Bola Tinubu for onward distribution to their constituents. The ministry's Director of Information, Joel Oruche, said this in a statement. This is contrary to the claim by the presidency that the president, through the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, distributed rice and other food items as palliatives to lawmakers. The palliatives were raising dust as constituents had accused their representatives of hoarding. The presidency had, while showcasing Tinubu's scorecard in palliatives distribution and disbursement to Nigerians, said each senator got 200 million naira worth of palliatives and 100 million naira each for members of the House of Representatives. The naira fell to 1,089 naira 51 kobo to the US dollar on the official investor and exporter window on Tuesday. The currency fell by 27.19% from the 856 naira 57 kobo to the dollar. It closed on Monday, according to data from the FMDQ Securities Exchange. On Tuesday, the naira opened trading at 922 naira 22 kobo to the dollar, rose to a high of 1,251 naira to the dollar and low of 720 naira to the dollar before closing at 1,089 naira 51 kobo to the US dollar. Total forex turnover on the day was $97.45 million. This is the fourth time the naira will close below 1,000 naira on the official market. On December 8, 2023, the naira fell to an all-time low of 1,099 naira 5 kobo to the US dollar. On December 28, 2023, it closed trading at 1,043 naira 9 kobo to the dollar, and on January 3rd, 2024, the national currency closed at 1,035 naira 12 kobo to the US dollar. The Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, has stated that it would ensure the utilization of the 300 billion naira approved for the Commission in the 2024 budget by the National Assembly for the Development of States in the region. NDDC also appealed to traditional rulers in the region to assist the federal government and security agencies in the fight against oil theft and pipeline vandalism in the region. The NDDC Executive Director, Finance and Administration, Alabo Boma Yaye, spoke during an interactive session with members of the River State Council of Traditional Rulers at their council headquarters, according to a statement in Port Harcourt by Director, Corporate Affairs of the NDDC, Pius Ogakboteni. The World Bank has forecast that Nigeria's economy will grow by 3.3% this year. According to the Development Bank, agriculture, construction, services, and trade are expected to drive the country's economy's growth in 2024. The World Bank disclosed this in its recent Global Economic Prospects 2024, adding that the sub-Saharan Africa will experience 3.8 and 4.1% of economic rebound in 2024 and 2025 respectively. It said growth in Nigeria is projected at 3.3% this year and 3.7% in 2025, up 0.3 and 0.6% point respectively since June, as macro fiscal reforms gradually bear fruits. And in sports, the management of Kano Pillars Football Club has appealed to the Nigerian Professional Football League and PFL Disciplinary Committee to reconsider its stance on the 12 million naira fine imposed on the team over alleged misconduct. According to the statement, the incident occurred when some thugs interrupted the live broadcast as well as throwing objects into the pitch in protest of the decision of the match official during its Week 17 match against Plateau United at the Sani Abacha Stadium in Kano. The club management also promised that additional steps will be taken collectively by the leadership of the first club to ensure the team maintain its prestige position among other clubs in the country. The management begged for forgiveness over the conduct of some few that disguised as supporters to perpetrate these acts. And that's what we're living. It's on News Cycle here, and it came to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja, where Star Times Channel 276 do well to follow us across all social media platforms using Global TVNG and other handles, as you now see on your screen. I'm Muyi Agmofwegbe saying a big thank you to you for watching. We'll see you again on the big one, which is News Prime.